Hello and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. I'm Nelson. This is going to be gaming in the raw, staying alert. Now, previous video on gaming in the raw, I mentioned how easy, simple way of dealing with a rogue and their sneak attacks is to use the alert feat, and it sparked off a discussion, a debate of sorts. Um, for anybody that took part of that debate, yes, I was playing devil's advocate. I just wanted to get the community involved and to rules discussion, some rules lawyering, and looking at the rules without going through any interpretive steps. And I was waiting for somebody to slap me in the face with the book and refer to the actual page numbers to support their interpretive arguments. Now, to sort of squash the situation, uh, here's all the rules and pages where those rules could be found to for you to read that you can understand by the rules, and then I'll get to all the rest of the discussion. Now, on pages 96 and 97, you have the rules for the rogue's sneak attack and the assassin class feature rules. On page 165, you have the alert feat. Page 194 to 195, you have the rules on unseen attackers and unseen targets. And on page 291, you have the rules for the invisibility state. Now, let's start off by saying rogues that get an advantage for attacking you, of course, they get to do a sneak attack. Attacking from hidden, they are unseen, so they get advantage and they get their sneak attack. All right, cool. If a rogue is invisible, of course, they're unseen. They get their sneak attack. Now, say their target has the alert feat. Attacking from a hidden position is specifically stated in the alert feat that the attacker does not gain any advantage for that. However, invisibility, it makes you invisible and imperceptible. Being an invisible target grants you, being an invisible attacker, grants you advantage on your attack. It's specifically stated in those pages that I referred to. Now, if you want to go to sort of interpret the rules and get a visual cue, it's like at the last second, right? Or the last few seconds, a split second before the attack is actually made, you can see it coming. With the alert feat, you're hyper alert, you're in a hyper state of awareness. Your fight or flight mechanism is almost always on as long as you're conscious. You see that coming, you can defend yourself adequately at all times, so they do not gain advantage. When you're attacking from being invisible, it's not until the attack is made do you become visible again. Like if you had the invisibility spell. If you have the greater invisibility spell or some sort of invisibility feature that allows you to remain invisible throughout the entire time you're making your attacks are never seen. Your presence is seen. Your presence is known. Even if you're just footprints in the floor, just by the noise you're making, or if you have some sort of predator look where you slightly distort the area and you see like waves of light passing through a specific area, you remain unseen. Your presence is known. I mean, if you're fighting, you're known, but you cannot adequately defend yourself from an attack you can never see coming. So, pardon me. So, being an invisible attacker always grants that advantage. It's in the book. The alert feat does not trump the invisible attacker. It does not get rid of the advantage that the invisible attacker gets. However, attacking from hidden, you don't get an advantage against an alert opponent. Engaging the surprise round, you can't surprise an alert opponent. They get to act in the surprise round because they are not surprised. Also, attacking a target that has not acted in the combat yet is probably unlikely against an alert opponent because they gain a +5 to their initiative. I mean, alert, I don't know, maybe people overlook alert. They think it's one of those feats that are weaker or something. I mean, all the feats in the book, feats in 5th edition are bananas. They're all bananas. You could, I'm not even going to get into it. But, yeah, with that said, I mean, for anything that you have to worry about, for any like rogue or sneak attack feature you have to worry about, they have to be invisible. If you're a warlock with devil sight, you can see in complete darkness. Magical, natural, doesn't matter. You can see 120 feet in darkness. And you have alert. They're not getting you. They'd have to blind you for that. And again, if you're a warlock, you can get arcane eye as an invocation and do that at will. So if you're blinded, you can just use your arcane eye to see. And again, as long as you have the alert feat and you have visibility, you're good to go. Being invisible, I mean, the attacker would need a spell. They would need a greater invisibility or the invisibility spell. There's ways around that. There's ways to attack that. There's certain other things and multi-class tricks you can do as a rogue to ensure you're always getting your sneak attack. Or you can just do, stop trying to sort of hog the kill glory and finish off opponents your allies are attacking, because as long as an enemy was within 5 feet of an ally, threatened by an ally, you're gaining your sneak attack. You're not getting advantage on your attack rolls, but you're getting to sneak attack, and that's a good thing. You're not really getting your assassin features, but you're getting a sneak attack, and sneak attack is just bananas. I mean, the kind of damage you could pull off. It's not the biggest amount of damage, but it's kind of bananas. One last thing is that there was a comment made that if an attacker is invisible and 600 feet away and attacking an alert target, that there's no way in hell that alert target knows where the attack is coming from. Now, the series Gaming in the Raw, it's not about interpreting the rules. It's not even about making any sense. Because sometimes the rules don't make any sense, but they're the rules. I'm just talking about the rules. Things that make sense, thrown out the window. Attacking from 600 feet away and with the alert feat, I mean, even if you're hidden, you don't get advantage. Attacking from 600 feet away is the furthest range of the furthest weapon that I found in this book, the longbow. And when you're attacking at long range, you get disadvantage to your attack roll. So even if you're attacking someone who does not have the alert feat, you will still not gain a sneak attack because you're not attacking with advantage. You're attacking at disadvantage. If you were hidden or invisible, you would get advantage, but because you're at that extreme of a range, you would get disadvantage. And advantage plus disadvantage equals a flat normal roll. Flat normal rolls does not give you Sneak attack, because because they don't unless you have an ally fighting the target. And if you have an ally fighting the target, I don't see why you would be that far away. But that's that. Anything else? I mean, I gave you all the page numbers to check out. You know, alert does not beat invisibility. Invisibility is a primary state. An unseen attacker is a primary state. Becoming hidden would make you unseen. Invisibility allowing you to hide. All the devil's advocate shit to the side is you have to break line of sight for you to make a hide check. Invisibility, there is no line of sight. You have no line of sight to an invisible target. So line of sight always counts as being broken. You're taking a shot in the dark basically for an invisible attacker, an invisible defender. Sorry. Um, that's why invisible allows you to hide. Again, I was playing devil's advocate, kind of play the ignorant fool, hoping someone would find those rules and throw them in my face. Um, for all that participated in the discussion about it, thank you. Like, I don't know, maybe if me saying thank you and some of my other replies might have sounded dickish, um, because I think some people might have thought that it was more of an argument than a discussion. I mean, genuinely, thank you. I appreciate your participation. All right. Gaming in the Raw is about beating the hell out of that specific subject so we could know what we're talking about. So we could all share, because the rules as written is the basis point, the jump off point that we could all refer to. If everybody's trying to use rules and just interpret it in their own different ways, then there's no connect. You always have to try to, you know, all the discussion, all the arguments, all the debates. If we can have them out of the game, let's have them all out of the game. So when we do have a chance to actually get into a game, especially fifth edition, everybody's playing fifth edition now. There's really no need to get into a game of fifth edition and have to start going over the rules. Um, unless you're a new player to fifth edition, and hopefully you participate in these things anyway, and you can get all those questions out, get all that debate, get all the argument, get any sort of idea, any interpretation, reinterpretation, any literal sort of meaning out of the rules. Just beat them to hell. Get it out here, get it out now, so you're not getting it out on the table. That way, you get to game more rather than rules lawyer at the table, because rules lawyer at the table, it's a pain in the ass. I do it sometimes, can't help it, but I try not to. So yeah, this is as much for me as it is for everyone else, because I'm a selfish bastard. But no, anyway, this has been Infinite Roleplay. I'm Nelson, your totally immersed power gamer, and until next time, peace.